With the national unemployment rate at 9.6% and California's nearly 3 points higher, voters say Americans need jobs. Incumbent Democratic Senator Barbara Boxer says job creation is the most important task of government. She hopes to promote environmentally friendly business using tax incentives. Republican challenger Carly Fiorina, the former chief executive of Hewlett-Packard, wants to cut taxes and slash government spending and allow the private sector to expand and create jobs. The same debate is taking place in the governor's race, where the former eBay chief executive, Republican Meg Whitman, faces Democrat and former governor Jerry Brown.
Here we have a very clear contrast between my opponent, Meg Whitman, and myself.
I am ready to give Jerry Brown the hardest and toughest fight he has seen in his 40 years in politics.
Mortgage defaults around the country sparked a crash in the housing market in 2007, creating the worst recession in 70 years. In the city of Stockton, unemployment has reached 17%, and in this neighborhood, nearly one-third of homeowners are in default on their mortgages. The housing crash caused a spike in unemployment, and the area has not recovered, says economist Jeff Michael.
We have a home building industry and a construction and development industry that was a major employer in this area. Is down by 90%. It's virtually shut down on its back, and that's impacted had big impacts on state and local tax revenues, huge employment impacts, and all those impacts have just cascaded through the economy.
In San Francisco, non-governmental organizations such as Catholic Charities use private funds as well as government grants to help the unemployed, offering short-term housing and arranging job training.
Good for you. I mean, it's one step at a time.
Residents of this housing facility get meals and other help. The charity operates a low-income housing unit in central San Francisco, offering after-school care for children and other assistance. Chris Calandrello of Catholic Charities worries that the bad economy will lead to cuts in public spending.
Because programs are cut, funding is cut for programs that support people, low-income families, that support families looking for jobs, looking for job training, that support childcare for families that are out working. And all of these things are being impacted by the economy.
Both political parties say they can solve the problem. In California, Democrats outnumber Republicans, but more than 1 in 5 of the state's voters is independent. Mark Baldessari of the Nonpartisan Public Policy Institute of California says these voters could sway the election.
The independents will be listening very closely to solutions, to actual solutions, not just criticisms, and there's plenty of criticisms about the way things are and what's been done so far that hasn't been successful, but does anybody have any good ideas about what to do next? So far they haven't heard that.
Political analysts say voters are worried and angry, which could lead to a power shift in the House or the Senate, now both controlled by the Democrats. Mike O'Sullivan, VOA News, San Francisco.